Mustafa Adibisi knew war long before he wore a uniform. Born in Rwanda, he was the eldest of 3 children, growing up in a small home nestled among rolling green hills. Life was modest but full of joy. His father, Adibisi, a skilled craftsman, spent his days carving intricate designs into wood, his hands always steady. His mother, Amani, had a laugh that filled every corner of their home. And his sisters Nia and Zori were full of mischief, always chasing each other through the village paths. But all of that changed in 1994. The genocide came like a storm, tearing through their village and uprooting everything Mustafa had ever known. His father was the first to fall, shielding his family as armed men stormed their home. They fled into the wilderness, clutching what little they could carry, their world reduced to whispers and shadows. Days turned into weeks, each step deeper into the forest, chipping away at their hope. His youngest sister, Zori, succumbed to hunger first. Nil followed not long after, her small body too fragile to withstand the journey. Mustafa buried them both with trembling hands, his tears the only sound in the suffocating silence. By the time they reached a refugee camp, it was just Mustafa and his mother. The once vibrant boy had been replaced by a hollow shell, his hazel eyes dulled by grief. They were granted asylum in the United States. But even as they settled into Queensbridge, New York, the ghosts of Rwanda followed them. Mustafa grew into a man shaped by loss, channeling his pain into strength. At 18, he joined the Marines, seeking purpose in a life that had lost its meaning. But the battlefield offered no solace. Each tour etched new scars onto his spirit, the horrors of war, an all too familiar refrain. He was a shadow of himself, haunted by memories of death and destruction. Faith, once a cornerstone of his upbringing, was a distant memory. How could a loving God allow so much suffering? Until he met her. Bethany Tusing grew up with one foot in tradition and the other in modernity. Her parents, staunch Christians, had instilled in her a deep sense of faith and resilience. But their beliefs were layered atop a foundation of Yoruba spirituality, passed down from her great-grandparents. Though her family had long left those practices behind, Bethany often felt a quiet connection to the ancestral whispers, as though they lingered in her blood, unseen but powerful. A gifted child, she excelled in school, her natural curiosity matched by an unyielding determination. She graduated at the top of her class with degrees in linguistics and business management, along with a minor in psychology. Her love for languages reflected her desire to connect with people, while her business acumen and deep understanding of human nature set her apart. At 21, her and her family relocated to Saudi Arabia when her father was appointed head of foreign relations at the U.S. Embassy. The move opened her eyes to a world rich in history and culture, sparking her entrepreneurial spirit. At 24, she opened Al Rizq, a small restaurant in Jeddah that quickly became a beloved community hub. Named after the Arabic word for sustenance, Al Rizq was more than a restaurant, it was a sanctuary. Its menu was a reflection of Bethany's multicultural upbringing, blending Middle Eastern flavors with Haitian influences and her own creative touch. Despite its success, Bethany remained grounded, focused not on wealth but on creating a space where people could find comfort and connection. Then one day, a man stepped through the door who would forever alter the course of her life.